lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup Misfit. I still have all of my eyeshadows sitting on my floor around me here. That is why I'm still sitting on the floor because I didn't want to bring my big tripod out and try and make some room. I want to try and figure out how to organize these eyeshadows before I put them all back into the other room. But if you saw my eyeshadow collection video, I have like 87 palettes and I really don't want to go put them back right now. But I also don't want them hanging out in my living room. So I'm hanging out on the floor with you guys today. And we are going to discuss my project level up update, the progress that I've made over the last month, where I am at. And if you watched my update, you would know that I had already moved on to level 2 before last month. And I've been working on the Beauty Bay Pastels palette. Now, at the last month update, I did already complete the goal of using every single shade in here 2 times. So I still had yet to choose 2 shades that I wanted to focus in on and hit pan. So ultimately, I did decide on the 2 that I wanted, and as you can see, I do have pan in 2 of the shades. This shade right here called Euphoria, and this shade right here called First Light. Now, I did decide to pair these 2 together a lot, if not all of the time. I was doing a lot of those pink and yellow combo looks that I really do enjoy. And I had no trouble really using the shades until the very end. I want to say it was the day I actually hit pan on First Light here, which actually happened to be the first pan that I hit, which I was a little surprised about. I was just really struggling that morning with trying to apply it to my eyes and have it stick. And for the last little while, I haven't been priming my eyes. I haven't been setting them down with a bone matte shade. So there really wasn't any difference in the way that I was applying the eyeshadow, but for some reason, it was just not sticking. It was like it was blending away. I was doing what I mostly did, I believe, which was, putting it in the inner corner to the inner half. This would go on the outer half of my lid. And for some reason, I was just really struggling with this one. Like, I kept applying it, kept trying to build it up. So when I finally saw that little speck of pan, I was so excited and so happy to just be done with it because I really was not wanting to reach for it anymore after that day. So in total, I do have my note right here. I used First Light 8 times to actually hit pan on it. And then I was surprised that I hit pan on this shade before I hit pan on Euphoria, because I felt like I was really building this shade up a lot more than I did with this shade the first 2 times that I used it. But I ended up hitting pan the very next day, so it took me a total of 9 uses to hit pan on here. And I did enjoy this shade, but I don't know, something about this yellow that I was just not really happy with. At one point towards the end, I did debate kind of maybe using these 2 together and trying to hit pan on this shade down here, but I knew I already had so much progress going in on this shade that I wanted to just not necessarily start over and trying to hit pan on a different shade. So I just kept going with it, and I was very happy that I just didn't have to deal with it anymore. So I did hit pan rather quickly over the last couple of weeks. So I did randomize my level 3 palette. So I am going to show you guys that. I did first off roll in number 4, which happened to be this one. So I rolled again and got number 3. So I'm just going to show you guys here so you know. Number 3 is the What's Up Beauty Geodes palette. So I'm so excited that I get to work on this palette now. I already have 6 pans going on in this palette, so I do get to hit another 3. There are a few shades that I have already used in here. There's been about a week where I haven't been wearing any eye makeup, so minus a week, I guess there's only really been about 1.5 weeks or so of usage with any of my eyeshadows. But I'm really happy with this. So when I was showing you guys this in my eyeshadow palette collection video, I already had it in for this project and I had already used it a couple of times, but because there was no extra pans, you guys wouldn't have known otherwise. But this is what the palette is currently looking like. So today I am wearing this. I'm wearing Rhyodite here, and then I'm wearing these 2 shimmer shades. And the first look that I did, I believe I wore, if I get organized here, Lava and Earth Like. So I want to say that's these two shades right down here. So I think like the first day I pulled this in, I decided I wanted to wear it and I wore those two shades together. And then today I'm wearing these three shades. This one I'm just going to use on my brows because that's how I've been doing it. I will use it the 3 times. But I do think that this is a shade that I obviously want to finish off. It is so close to being done. I don't know if I'm going to focus in on that within this project or not. And if for some reason it happens to be completed before I roll in my level 4 palette, this is not going to count towards a new pan in the project. I do still need to hit 3 actual pans. So, sorry. I do have 6 shades to choose between. I'm not quite sure what ones I want to work on as of yet, but I do need to use every shade in here a total of 3 times. And so far, I think I've used about 5 shades once. So I'm ready to just, sorry. All right, I'm okay. All right, so I do, like I said, need to use all of the shades 3 times. 5 of them I have used once. So I'm just gonna play around, create some looks over the next little while. You know, you try and use every single shade in here a total of 3 times. I think I'll be able to do that as long as I can get back into consistently using eye makeup, which is kind of what I'm hoping for. I think by the next update, I'll be able to have every shadow used 3 times. I would have liked for that to be for this update, but it's okay that it's not. And then I think I'm going to just kind of, as I always do, just let myself kind of pick what I want, see what I gravitate towards, and that's going to be what I end up hitting pan on. I don't really like to pre-select shades just because if I change my mind. Now, I think this shimmer and this shimmer are the only two without pan, and the rest are mattes. So I do think I want to focus in on a couple of the mattes to hit pan on, and I'm looking at this shade right here, Rhyodynite, which I said I have on today, and maybe the shade Lava, I don't know, or this shade right here. This shade up here, I believe it's called Clay. I don't know how I really feel about it, so I'm kind of like interested in using it the 3 times because I want to see how much I actually enjoy it or not. I don't know if it's a shade I've actually used in this palette, even though the rest looks completely used and loved. I don't know if I've actually ever used that shade, so it will be interesting to get my 3 uses on it, see how I feel about it. But I am looking at 1 or 2 of these mattes and then possibly 1 or both of these shimmers. I would like to have pan and a lot more mattes in my collection. That was one of my goals last year. Obviously shimmers are a lot easier to hit pan on, but I want to, you know, spread the love a little bit because I don't want to have just mattes to hit pan on within like another year or 2 because that's not going to be so fun. So I'm aiming for this one possibly, maybe this one like I said, and then maybe one of these 2, but we'll just have to see how it goes. I'm not really looking to hit pan in anything before the next update. If I happen to, then that's just a bonus, but I would like to have my 3 uses on all of the shades before the next update, or at least by then, and then focus on trying to hit my pans. So I am really looking forward to reaching for this palette. Like I said, the shade Rock there, the one that is almost completely empty that I use in my brows, I will use that the total of 3 times. I am still working on my Makeup by Mario palette, spoiler alert. The 2 matte brown shades, my duo. So that's what I'm using in my brows currently. So I might just kind of take 3 days out, let myself use that, and then get back to my Makeup by Mario palette. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm really excited that I have this palette. I was so excited when it got rolled in, and I am ready to show this a lot more love at it. I'm also ready to try and get back into wearing eye makeup because I do miss it, but sometimes I just feel like I don't have the energy or I don't want to put in the effort to actually put it on, and then I don't want to take it off at the end of the night, which is a whole other thing. So that is it for now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.